Guys, we started, right? Are you online? Right, guys, good morning. Starting uh, the past paper classification session today, right? And now this is the thing. We have the paper the next week, so I postponed the exam because we had to have the exam by today. But since some of the students have to write 2 of the papers, because some 27 people are doing the fast track now. So I was thinking to shift it to the next week. That is one thing, and another good thing is we'll discuss the questions, because I wanted to discuss the questions as well before the exam, and we'll discuss the questions today. So once the questions are finished, you are somewhat will be okay for the coming exam, right? So now only we'll be discussing the past paper questions today. So after going through the past paper questions, you'll have a good knowledge on what will be coming in your future exams, like the A-level exam, and have a bit of a thorough knowledge on the theory parts and the calculations, and have a preparation for the exam coming on the next week, right? Right, shall we start? Now the fourth. Now this is the PPC. If any of you 2026 people don't have the PPC, send me a text message, WhatsApp me, I'll send the PPC, right? Fourth, a uniform wooden beam AB is placed horizontally on 2 vertical supports, X and Y, as shown in the figure. While X is fixed, Y is moved towards X. Right, now the X is fixed and the Y is moving towards the X. The value of normal reaction Rx and Ry from X and Y supports respectively on the beam R. Now what happens to the reaction force when you are taking this towards the X? And you tell it in the answers. Which answer is it? Nothing can tell. You said you had the other answer. මෙහෙට වෙනකොට what do you say? Huh? Oh, it changed. The reaction has to change, isn't it? No, they are asking to confirm your speaking language, and it says Hindi. They're suggesting, am I like talking Hindi? Am I like, eh? You go. Do I sound like Hindi though? But I can buy it now. Do more questions. First answer increases. Now what happens when you are bringing Y towards X? මෙන්න මේ Y එක X towards එනකොට මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? X දරන බර අඩු වෙනවනේ Y දරනවා ඒ ටික. Exactly. That is what happens. Oh. Again, how do you tell it in theoretically? Some sort of physics thing? මොකද්ද? Yeah, අදහස හරි. There is something in the real case scenario, right? Okay, එකත් එක තමයි. Shut down. Okay. So what happens here now? So this is under an equilibrium, right? So if you take the torque around any of the points will be same, and there is this theory. The center of gravity is always what? Huh? No. It isn't like in a symmetrical object, the center of gravity is in the middle. That is correct. But the center of gravity is always shifted towards the more mass. You know that theory, right? Mass එක වැඩි පැත්තට center of gravity එක shift වෙනවා. center of gravity is shifted towards the more mass. එතකොට මෙයා මෙහෙට එන්න center of gravity එකේ යාගේ පැත්තට මොකද වෙන්නේ? බර වෙන්නේ. එතකොට මෙයාට තියෙන weight එක අඩු වෙනවා. right. so මෙයාගේ weight එක වැඩි වෙනවා. මෙයාගේ weight එක අඩු වෙනවා. so Rx decreases and Ry increases. The answer is 1. ඒක ටිකක් අර හිතලා කියන්න පුළුවන් එකක්. right. ඒකේ theory එක තමයි මේක හොඳේ. The center of gravity shifts towards the more mass. right. so mass distribution එක අනුව මෙයා මෙහෙට යනකොට center of gravity එක එයාගේ පැත්තට බර වෙනවා. right. the next question 2. A concrete cylinder with weight W needs to be rolled from a lower horizontal plane to the height to a higher horizontal plane from here to here. So the figure shows the way to apply force from a place A, B, C, D and E on the cylinder. The position to accomplish this action by force with a minimum magnitude. Right? Exactly. Hi. මේක minimum magnitude එකකින් minimum මොනවද ඒක? DC. What do you mean DC? D කියන්නේ force එක.
C කියන්නේ force.
ඔව්. DC සමානයි කියන්නේ?
නෑ.
What?
දංගෙන් දිග AC දෙක සමානයි. ඒ උනාට ඒක අදාළ වෙන්නේ නෑ.
I don't know. මට තේරුන්නේ නැහැ කීපෙක DC සමානයි කියන්නේ. නෑ. Okay, leave it. Okay. So you have to use the minimum force to take this to the upper layer. So it has for the minimum force to occur, you have to take the longest distance. So you have to select the longest distance. Which has the longest distance? C. Oh, මෙහෙම ඔක්කොම එන්න ඕන pivot point එකේ ඉඳන්. You have to select the pivot point. ඔව්. එතකොට ඔයා C ගත්තොත් මොකද්ද pivot point එක? Don't be excited, overexcited. Settle down first. Now, if you take the C, what is the pivot point? That will be this, isn't it? මෙතන තමයි pivot point එක. මේ length එක. B එක ගත්තොත් if you take the B, which light? B එක පේන්නේ? B එකක් තියෙනවා. B එකේ pivot point එක එන්නේ ඒත් මෙතනටනේ මෙතන ඉඳන් rotate වෙන්නේ ඔක මෙතන ඉඳන් නෙමෙයි. මෙච්චරයි එන්නේ. ඒක length එක අඩුයි. D එකෙන් ගත්තොත් මෙහෙම එන්නේ. ඒක අනිත් එක perpendicular නෑ forces. මේක විතරයි ගන්නට මේ perpendicular වෙන්නේ. නේ? ඔව් C තමයි answer එක. The answer is C. So now the two of the things are there. For the minimum magnitude of the force, the longest length should be there, and the length and the force should be. Two of the things should be there. One thing is for the minimum magnitude of the force, it has to have the longest distance, and the other thing, the length and the force should be. Perpendicular. They should be perpendicular, right? So the perpendicular length and force also gives the C, right? The C. Right. Come to the next question. Two forces with magnitude of 3m are acting on an object perpendicular. That is 3 newtons. Two forces with magnitudes of 3 and 4 are acting on an object perpendicular to each other, shown in the figure. Now it's the 3 and 4. Which of the following figures represent the resultant force? Yeah, right, the second one, because it should be somewhere in between the two of the forces, isn't it? So it should be somewhere in between the two of the forces. And I told you one of another theory there. What if two of the forces are acting head to tail? Yes, the resultant goes from tail to head, right? That is one of the theory you should remember also. දැන් මේක නම් ඒක ඕනේ head to tail නෙමෙයි යන්නේ, so the forces are acting perpendicularly, the resultant should be going somewhere in between two of the forces, so the answer should be what? 2, right? That's the 2. Yes. Right, the next question. A man pushes a 180 Newton lawn mower at a constant velocity as shown in the figure. The frictional force on a lawn mower is 90 newtons. The force that the person must exert on the handle, which makes an angle of 45 degrees. Now, he is applying a force with a 45 degrees of an angle, right? With the ground, and the normal force acting on the lawn moved by the ground is asking. They are asking for the friction and the force acting, right? The frictional force on the lawn mower is 90 newtons. Now the friction is 90, right? So you have to find the force applied. What is the force applied now? It says what? A man pushes 180 newtons lawn mower at a constant velocity. Now this is also important. Constant velocity as shown in the figure. The vertical force on the lawn mower is, the frictional force on the lawn mower is 90 newtons. The friction is 90. Right? Friction is 90 newtons. Therefore, the force that the person must exert on the handle, which makes an angle of 45 degrees with the ground, and the normal force acting on the lawn moved by the ground. What is the lawn force? Yes, you're over exciting all the time. No, don't be. Slow down. Right? So now, if I take the 45 degrees of the angle here, and it's 180 newtons is acting, the horizontal force should be how much? It's
90.
Now if I take like make a horizontal component take kochara, that will be 180 cos 45, isn't it? That is the horizontal force or the component. So that will be 180 into 1 over root 2. Cos 45 is 1 over root 2. So 180 over root 2 of a horizontal force should be applied there, isn't it? Isn't it? Now the question is little not clear. Give me a second, I'll download the original paper and we'll see what the question actually says. Can you try the next question until I find the original question? This one, a 20 Newton torque is make lazy. Try finding that question. Try finding the answer for that question. Do this question. Thank you for the support. That question is completely confusing. No. Mm-mm. I have to download that question and check. That is 2017 එක තියෙනවා දෙන්න. What does the question actually say? A man pushes a 180 Newton lawn mower at a constant velocity as shown in the figure. The frictional force on the lawn mower is 90 newtons. The force that the person must exert on the handle, which make an angle of 45 degrees with the ground. And the formal, I'm going to throw into the board so you can answer it. Otherwise you stay shut up. Must exert on the handle, which makes an angle of 45 degrees with the ground. And the normal force acting on the lawnmower by ground. Respectively, the cos 45 equals sin 45 equals half. So now it says a man pushes 180 newtons lawnmower at a constant velocity. ඒ කියන්නේ ලෝන් මෝවර් එකේ weight එක අපිට මෙතන ඕන වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද
reaction එක ඒකට ඕන නැහැ.
Until when the force acting on the lawnmower by the ground.
Which makes an angle of 45 degrees with the ground and the normal force acting on the lawnmower.
ඒක තමයි second එක තමයි answer. ඇයිසා constant velocity එක යන friction එක 91 එක 90කින් යන්න බෑ. එතකොට දෙන්න ඕන 90 වලින් 145 ගින් දෙන්න ඕන. ඒක answer එක දෙක.
Yes.
ඒකනේ මම කිව්ව කලින්.
Exactly. Correct. Right. Accepted. Now this is what it says, right? So the weight of this is 180. We took the force as 180. That was the mistake. Now the weight of this is 180 and there should be a force applied in 45 degrees and it should go in constant velocity. So according to the Newton's, which law?
First law. Oh.
Yes, according to the Newton's first law, if it goes in a constant velocity, the forces or the resultant should be 0, right? For the resultant to be 0, the component of this force should also be how much? 90 newtons. So the component to be 90 degrees, you have to find the force applied here, isn't it? So it's 90 newtons equals F cos 45. So 90 newtons equals F into cos 45 is 1 over root 2. So F equals 90 root 2. And they are asking for two of the things, right? Oh, reaction like a comma 180 is given. So the answer is 2, right? Next one, Shida. Well, a 20 Newton meter torque is needed to untighten a tightened nut. A wrench of length 20 centimeters is used for this purpose as shown in the figure. What is the minimum force should be applied onto the handle of the wrench to untie the nut? So it should be, this is how many degrees? 20 newtons of a torque is needed to untie the wrench. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so it's torque into F into torque equals F into T. That is simple. So the force is 20 newtons. 20 Newton, 20 Newton meter torque is given, right? So the torque is 20 Newton meters. It hasn't given any of the angles, is it? No, right? No, angles good there. So the torque is 20 Newton meters. You have to find the F and the D is what? 20 centimeters. So 20 over 100, it should be in meters. So F is how much? 100 newtons. F is 100 newtons. Answer is 4. Take a quick note. Right. The next question. The vertical forces acting on a stationary wheelbarrow are shown in the figure. The force F applied to keep the lifted handle of the wheelbarrow horizontally, and the force R acting on the axle of the wheel are respectively. So you have to put the equilibrium, isn't it? So they are asking for the force to be applied here and the R, right? 3 vertical forces acting on a stationary wheelbarrow are shown in the figure. The force F applied to keep the lifted handle, handles of the wheelbarrow horizontally, and the force R acting on the axle of the wheel are respectively. So now this is how much? 1 meter, and this is, we don't know. So then මෙතන R එකට එන්න ඕන. This is ඒක දන්නේ නැනේ. ඒක තමයි pivot point එක. මේක pivot point කියලා ගත්තොතින්, if you take this as the pivot point, the anti-clockwise moment වලින් තමයි. මේක pivot point කියලා ගත්තොතින් මේ පැත්තට තියෙන yes, thank you. හරිද? The anti-clockwise rotation should be equal to the clockwise rotation, right? So you apply the values. 900 into the length is how much? 0.8 meters is equal to F into how much? You are seeing the complete diagram. 1.8 meters. Simplify to get the F. What is F? How much? 400 newtons. Right. I had to find the 400 තියෙන එක උත්තරය. So yeah, that should be the answer then. Right. If so if this is 400, right, and it's under the equilibrium, the upward forces should be equal to the downward forces, right? So the upward force 400, downward force 900. So this should be, the answer should be 2. Yes. Seventh question. What is the answer? I thought you know. Right. Consider 2 blocks of masses 4 kg and 2 kg placed on a frictionless horizontal surface connected with a light intensive string as shown in the figure. If the mass 2 kg is pulled horizontally with force of 12 Newton, What is the tension on the string? They are asking for the tension on the string. How do you find it? Apply. How do you tell it?
මුලින්ම සිස්ටම් එකේ ඇක්සලරේෂන් එක ගන්නවා නේ. කොනේ එක අරන් ඒ ඇක්සලරේෂන් එකේ 4 වැඩි කරාම 8 යනවා. ඒ සෑමෝනේ ප්‍රශ්න උත්තරේ.
So you mentally solved it. Good. I'm going to give you like separate questions. Yeah, we're going to do some separate questions. You have to answer it the same way. Yeah? Article 2025 के full paper के दिन. Right. That's it. Focus. Right. Leave it. Now, how do you do this question? Make කොහොමද කරන්නේ? Tell. Finding the tension of you have memory of something like that, really? We did the same question in the question bank, I think. Okay. Now, the first thing you have to do is what? You have to find the acceleration of the system first. Yes? So, how do you find the acceleration of the system? Sigma F equals ma. You have to apply sigma F equals ma. Now, the only force acting here is 12 newtons, isn't it? So, that's 12. And the mass is 4 plus 2, that is 6 kilograms. And the acceleration is how much? 2 ms minus 2, right? That is the acceleration. Now, you have the acceleration. Next thing, what you have to do? Isolate one of the objects. Now, the easiest to find the tension is the 4 kilogram one. So, you isolate it. Now, here is the tension. 4 kilogram is the mass, and the acceleration is how much? 2 ms minus 2. So, you apply F equals ma to this. So, the only force acting here is T. So, T equals ma, and the mass is 4 kilograms, acceleration is 2 ms minus 2, that is 8 newtons, isn't it? So, the answer is 4. What is the answer for the next one? That is structured. We will keep the structured away for a bit. ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් එකත් අපි කරා ඈ රෙකෝඩින්ග්ස් නැහැ අපි මේගොල්ලන්ගේ කරේ නෑ තාම අපි MCQs එක ටක් ගාලා කරගෙන යමු මුලින් හොඳයි mechanical energy come to this one the following data are given about a wire under tension within the proportional limit applied external force on the wire cross sectional area. Now this is the Young's module, not the energy according to the above data. Young's module එක එන්නේ energy වලට නෙමෙයි ඒක දාලා වැරදිලා හොඳයි. That's okay. Come to the second question. That is one of the energy questions. Kilowatt hour is being used to measure what? Yes. Kilowatt hour is how do you simplify it? Now kilowatt hour is the unit, right? So now kilo is somewhat a prefix, isn't it? What the hell? What's your problem now? Now let me tell. Yeah? So others can listen. Yes? Oh, otherwise you come and teach. No, I will teach. I will listen. Please. Okay. Now the K is what? When I ask the questions, you answer. Would that be fine? Please. Right? So the K is what?
Prefix.
Is a prefix. So it's it means it's 1000. What is?
Energy over time.
Yeah, the energy over time. So the prefix doesn't matter, right? Because it's 1000 times something. So the what is energy over time? And the hours is back again what? Time. So the time to time cancels out. What happens here? Energy is the answer, right? So the kilowatt hour is about energy. So the answer is
සර් සල්ලි සම්පූර්ණ මත තියාගන්න අමාරු.
මොනවද? Circular motion.
සර්කියුලර් මොෂන් දිගේ පොඩි ඕනන්නේ.
පොඩි ඕනද? දිගේවා
අතේ ලියාගෙන.
right. Third question. Two equal resistors connected in series. You are like my inner voice. You are like repeating the question, and it's disturbing. You don't do that. Like two equal resistors connected, right, in series. Even my inner voice is sometimes like that. When I say something, what's that? Don't do that. Two equal resistors connected in series to a battery with negligible internal resistance dissipates power of 12 volts. If these two resistors are connected in parallel across the same battery, the complete power dissipation is. How do you find it? Not the answer. I don't know it. Right. So how do you find it?
V equals V and R.
Yeah. Now the oh, it's in the linear combination at the first, right? So it has to now this we haven't discussed the current, the electricity lesson yet, but since it comes under the work power energy, හැබැයි මේ work power energy එකට එන එක නෙමෙයි. ඒ කියන්නේ work power energy එකට direct දාලා නැහැ. But indirectly අර electricity lesson එකත් එක්ක combine වෙලා එනවා. ඒ හින්දා අපි discuss කරමු. හරි. එතකොට මේකේ තියෙන resistance එක R linear දීලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒකෙත් දීලා තියෙනවා two equal resistors connected in a series to a battery with negligible internal resistance dissipate power 12 volts, right? එතකොට මේකෙදි 12 volts තමයි මෙයා එළියට ගන්න. හරි. මෙයා 12 volts ගන්නවා. So that 12 volts is what? The V I of the system, isn't it? So that is VI of the system. Yeah, the voltage into electric current gives the. Don't worry, I'm just trying to teach, right? Now this guy, I have to bring something to tap your mouth, right? The other thing is like they're restoring it in the parallel combination. And they are asking for the energy consumption or the bots value now. Now what happens when you like put it parallelly? The resistance? No. Like what happens to the resistance value? By how much? Half, isn't it? So the resistance reduced by half, the current increase, because we know the equation of the current is what? V equals IR, isn't it? That is IR. So we know that when we put the resistors parallelly, right? So the resistance reduces, and we are applying this. Now, what is the complete resistance here? That is 2R, and the complete resistance here is R over 2. So how much has the resistance reduced? Half 2R. That is how many times? 4 times. The resistance has reduced 4 times. So the current increases. Yeah, right. Since the resistance reduced 4 times, the current has to increase by 4 times. This is reducing by 4 times. This has to increase by 4 times. So the current increase by 4 times means the voltage remains the same, isn't it? The voltage remains the same. So the previously it was how much was it? previously? 20? Sorry. So previously it was 12 watts, right? Previously it was 12 watts. Now the current increases by 4 times. It has to increase by 4 times because the voltage remains the same, right? So it has to be how much? 48 volts, right? Has to be 48 volts. Understood it? No? Okay, don't worry. Because it's something to discuss in the latter part. Right, the fourth question. One end of a wire. මේ යංග්ස් මොඩියුල් එකත් මේක අපිට ඕනේ. එකක් තියන්නකෝ. අපි ඕන ටික විතර ඩිස්කස් කරගෙන යන්න. Two springs X and Y having spring constant neighborhood එපා. A fan effective area of A moves air of density rho at a speed of V. Equal power of this movement. මේක අපිට පුළුවන්. නේ මේක පුළුවන්. මේක අපි ඉක්වේෂන් එක කතා කරා. මේ ටික තාම අපිට බෑ යංග්ස් මොඩියුල් එක ටිකනේ පාස් පේපර්ස් වල ක්ලාසිෆයි කරලා තියෙන ඔය විදිහට තමයි. මේක පුළුවන්. මේක මොකද ඉක්වේෂන් එක? But you don't have to speak everything you think. A fan with effective area of A moves air of density. Oh.
Effective area of
A fan with effective area of A moves air density. This is rho. Air density rho at a speed of V. The required power for this movement is, can you remember a sort of a equation? Something related to velocity that gives power. Even this guy, you tell something related to power, and the velocity is one of the components in the equation. Yes. P equals Fv, right? P. Bro, we'll have a meeting and have a lunch and discuss all this. Neither. B, right? So P equals Fv you have to apply, right? So you're like how old are you now? 19. Like how do you think you act?
4.
Yeah, even less than 4, right? So now they have given the effective area A and the density rho. So you have to convert this into P equals Fv. So you have to take the force and the velocity is given. Using the pressure, the density and the area, how do you take the F? How do you take the F? A fan with effective area of A moves with density of rho, right? So density of rho is what? Mass over volume, isn't it? It's mass over volume. So the volume is what? Area into cross sectional, area into cross section area into height, right? That will be area into height, right? Right. So what else? Now mass over volume, the density is there, right? Now if you multiply this by cross sectional area, right? If you multiply this by the cross sectional area, A to A cancels out and gives m over h. That is just
E multiply
hmm?
you can multiply
to
cancel
oh ඒ කියන්නේ මොකක් හරි එකක් හදාගන්න තමයි try කරන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ we'll anyway have to convert this into power. Power is what? Yeah, you can use the FV or the power is joules per second. So the inside the joules per second there is something what joules per second is joule is newtons into meters, isn't it? Joules is newton into meters because FD. So newton is kg ms minus 2 into m, that is newton meters or the joules. This is joules. Now if you divide this by time, that will be the watts, isn't it? So you have to come to this point somehow. How do you
අපිට ගන්න density equals mass over volume.
yeah
ඒකේ volume එක කියන්නේ displace with quantity එකනේ.
hmm
ඒ දෙක ගන්නවා.
hmm
speed එක ගන්න බැද මේ කියන්නේ length එක. කොච්චරක් ගිහිල්ලාද කියලා.
පුළුවන් the required power for this movement
ඒකට මේ kinetic
half m square එකට. ඔව් half m square එකට එන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම try කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. half m square එකට දැම්මොත් එන්නේ energy අපිට එහෙනම් per second කියලා ගන්න වෙනවා. නේ?
required power
required power නේ අහන්නේ. එතකොට half m square එකට දැම්මහම පස්සේ එන්නේ energy. If we consider it happens in 1 second, that is power. So yeah, so that is one of the good methods. But
half mv කරනවා
yes, you can apply half m square to find the energy, right? So the mass isn't directly given, but you can find the mass. Yeah, using the density, because we know that rho equals m over volume, right? So
mass equals rho into v.
yeah, the mass will be the density into volume. Now you have rho but you don't have v, the volume, and the volume is what? Cross sectional area to height, right? So mass equals rho, v is cross sectional area to length, a into l. Now you don't have, you have l but you don't have, sorry, you have a but you don't have l, but in v l is there, isn't it? In v the l is there. The velocity means the displacement over time. So we can put instead of l v, and the if I take v equals l over s, or the distance over time. So if I divide this by s, then it will give velocity, isn't it? So now what? The rho into a into s over l over s, or the v, is giving what? Not the mass.
අපි m එකට equal කරලා
Oh, is giving the mass. So rho av is the mass. So half rho av is the mass, right? Into v square. So it gives what? Half rho A V cube. So the answer should be first one, isn't it? It should be the first one, right? So we found the mass rho V, and for the V equals, we know that A into L, and instead of L we applied what? L over S, which is the velocity. So the complete thing gave like mass equals rho AV, and we applied it on the half mv square. So it gave a half rho A V cube. Right. So the next question 7. The human heart discharges 74 milliliter of blood at a beat against the pressure of 0.1 that should be millimeter mercury. If the pulse frequency is 72 beats per minute, the density of the mercury is 13,600 kilograms per cubic meter, and the acceleration of the gravity is 10. The power of the heart is. How do you do it? Try doing it. Take a second. The human heart discharges 74 millimeters of blood at a beat against a pressure of 0.1, that should be meter mercury, right? Not millimeter mercury, it's meter mercury. We'll take it the meter mercury. If it didn't work, we'll take the millimeter mercury, right? If the pulse frequency is 72 beats per minute, the density of the mercury is 13,600, and the acceleration of the gravity is 10, the power of the heart. How do you do it? Force over perpendicular force over unit area, F over A, and the pressure is given in mercury meters. So using that you can find what? Pressure in Pascal, right? You can convert this into pascals. And the frequency is something about the time, right? Frequency is something about the time. You can convert this into power using that one, 72 beats. And the human heart discharges 74 milliliters of blood. At a beat against a pressure. How do you do it? Shall I do it? Oh, right. So it says the human heart discharges 74 milliliters of blood at a beat against a pressure of 0.1 millimeter Hg, right? Okay. If the pulse frequency is 72 beats per minute, the density of the mercury is 13,600 kilograms per cubic meter, and the acceleration of the gravity is 10, the power of the heart. කොච්චර power එකකින් යා වැඩ කරනවද කියන එක අහන්නේ. So you can convert this meter Hg into pressure. How? The pressure equals H rho G, and the height is given 0.1 meter, isn't it? That is 0.1 meter. Rho is 13,600 and the G is 10. So the pressure is how much? 13,600 pascals, right? Now that is the pressure and the volume is given. Now that much of a pressure occurs when how much of a volume is pressed? 74 millimeters of a volume is pressed, right? So can you relate the pressure and the volume to find the power? I said the same last thing. Can you relate the pressure and the volume? Now the pressure is what? Force over area. And the volume is what? Area into height. Now what happens to the area? Cancels out. So F into H gives the work done, isn't it? So F into H is the work done. So basically pressure into volume is the work done, isn't it? So if you multiply the pressure with the volume, that will give the work done, isn't it? And do you see that the frequency gives something about the time, isn't it? So you multiply it by the frequency, the whole thing multiplies, the work done is multiplied by this time and it divides by the time, isn't it? So what should you do? You have to multiply this pressure, the 3600. This is the pressure, right? We know that pressure into volume gives work done, isn't it? Pressure into volume gives the work done. So we have to multiply this by the volume, and the volume should be in cubic meters. Now this is given in what? Milliliters. How do you convert the milliliters into cubic meters? You have to multiply that by 10 to the power minus 6, isn't it? You have to convert that to cubic meters by multiplying it by 10 to the power minus 6. So the how much is the 74 milliliters? So 74 into 10 to the power minus 6 is now the cubic meters. Now this is what? Pressure into volume, which is the work done, isn't it? This is the work done. And this into the frequency. Frequency means how many times it does the work, isn't it? So you multiply this by the frequency, that is 72 times per what? Per minute. So you have to convert the minutes into seconds. So it's per 60 minutes, 70 times this work is done, isn't it? So you simplify this, you get the power, isn't it? Understood it? So simplify it and get the answer. Is it my past papers? 1.20. This one, right? 1.20 watts. Understood it? Now this equation is coming, the work done equals PV in which lesson? Now this is hard because you haven't covered the complete lesson. Now the past paper comes with the whole lessons. So the W equals PV is there in another lesson, not in the work power energy lesson. But they have put it in the, because the classification comes under that. So that is somewhat correct, true. But the equation is coming under another lesson. What is the lesson? Huh? Okay, the work equals PV කියලා ආවේ. අපි කතා කරා මතකද thermodynamics වල pistons වැඩ කරනකොට අර release වෙන energy එක එකක් mc theta අනිත් එක work done is pressure into volume difference. ඒකේ තියෙන්නේ thermodynamics එකේ the work done equals pressure into volume difference කියන එක. අපිට ඒක derive කරගෙන යන්න වෙනවා. Understood this? Fine. Okay. Come to the next one. A electrical pump raises water to a vertical height of 48 meters at the rate of 5 kilograms a minute. What is the power of the pump? Fine. Do it fast. Hmm? 40. Now what happened to you? Now you can't answer. Back row. Not yet. Now when are you going to answer this? Shall I do it? Ninth question. An electric pump raises water to a vertical height of 48 meters at the rate of 5 kilograms per minute. Now there's a rate given, right? And the time is there. Inside the rate, the time is there, isn't it? So 5 kilograms per minute. What is the power there? So they're raising it up to 48 meters. Now, which energy is there? The potential energy, right? So the potential energy, let's say per 5 kilogram per minute, right? So let's say they are raising 5 kilograms in a minute. So if I consider the 5 kilogram of weight lifting up to 48 meters, how much of energy is there? EP equals mg h. So that will be 5 kilograms, 10 the gravitational acceleration. Now I'm putting the equation potential energy. I'm trying to find potential energy. So the height is 48. Now this is the energy, isn't it? Now this was lifted within how much of a time? That is 60 seconds, right? So you divide this energy or the work done. The work done here is the raised potential energy, isn't it? The raised potential energy is the work done. So if you divide this by the time that it was taken to lift this up, that will give you the power. So you have to divide this by 60 seconds. So 5 into 10 into 48 divided by 60. Now 5 times 12. 12 times how much? 4, right? It's 40. So the answer is 40 watts. Try the next one. Question 10 नहीं करते. Question number 10. A man of mass 80 kilograms takes 10 seconds to climb up a staircase of vertical height 10 meters at a constant speed. Right? What is the rate of work done by? Huh? So it should be what? The 80 kilogram is lifted up to 10 meters, that you can take the potential energy, isn't it? And you divide it by the time taken, you get the power. So 80 kilograms, height of 10 meters, if you take the EP potential energy, that will be 80 into 10 into 10 mgh, right? This is the work done.
Rate of work done and power
Oh. And the time taken to it is 10 seconds. So it's 800 watts, and if you take it in kilowatts, that will be 0.8 kilowatts. Right? Try doing the next question quickly. Huh? हाँ අපි heat කරන්නේ 26. මේ ටික හැබැයි ඉන්නේ නැහැ paper එකට. but paper එකට ඉන්නේ යනකොට දැන් කරලා තියෙන හින්දා කරන්නේ. paper එකට දාන්නද? Now, did he join the ET class? Viraj? Viraj? Why was the issue? හොඳයි. What is the next one? An electric kettle spends 9 minutes and 20 seconds to raise the temperature of 2 kilograms of water from 10 degrees of Celsius to 90 degrees of Celsius. What is the power of the kettle? They are asking for the power of the kettle. So it's the heat or the energy time, right? So the energy is mc theta there. So you have to put mc theta. The specific heat capacity is also given. So you divide the mc theta by the time, that gives the power. 9 minutes and 20 seconds to raise the temperature of 2 kilogram from 10 to 90. So you put the mc theta. Shall I put it directly? The power equals mc theta over time. So that is 2 kilograms into 4200, that is C, and the delta theta is 90 minus 10, isn't it? Yeah, I'll take it 80. And the time spent is 9 minutes and 20 seconds. So 60 into 9 plus 20, how much is it? 560. 560. That is 560. Divide the whole thing, you get the watts. Divided by 1000, you get the kilowatts. Huh? Second answer, 1.2 kilowatts. Right, 1.2 kilowatts. Shall we go to the next question? That is one of the spring constant. We'll leave it because it's under the elasticity. We haven't discussed it yet. 13. What is the electricity cost of 30 days? This is under the electricity. We'll skip it because it's under the electricity. Science module. Trigonometry all of a sudden comes to the middle. What is this? Good thing. Right, start doing circular motion. Rotating disc which is fixed horizontally to rotate freely about a vertical axis. So the center has a moment of inertia of 200 kilograms per square meter. The angular acceleration of the disc due to the applied 2 Newton meters torque which is tangential to the rim of the rotating disc is. Find it out. What is the answer? Which the angular acceleration, yes. Just with the angular acceleration.
Angular acceleration.
Second answer. A rotating disc which is fixed horizontally to rotate freely above the vertical axis through the center has moment of inertia of 200. It's something like this, a rotating disc, right? And it's connected to an axis in the middle like this. Maybe the axis is on the top as well, and it's rotating around the axis. Has a moment of inertia of 200 kilograms per square meter, and the moment of inertia is how much? 200 kilograms per square meter. Not per, it's just 200 kilograms per square, not per, 200 kilograms square meter. The angular acceleration of the disc due to the applied 2 Newton meters torque, and the torque applied is 2 Newton meters, right? Which is the tangent, which is tangent to the rim of the rotating disc. Now, what is the equation you should put here? Tau equals I alpha. So you know the tau, that is 2 Newton meters, because the tau is equal to the moment, isn't it? So the I is given how much? 200 kgm square, and you have to find the alpha. So 2 to 2 cancels out, 1 over 100. 1 over 100 is 0.01, that's per square second, isn't it? Finish. Next one. Consider the statements given below about an object moving along a circular path with a uniform angular velocity. Right. Now it says consider the statement given below about an object moving along a circular path with a uniform angular velocity. Right. Right. The speed of the object at any point is constant. Okay. The resultant acceleration acting on the object is 0.
Uniform angular velocity and acceleration එක අපේ නම නෑ.
Now acceleration is 0, that is correct, but the velocity is changing. Velocity එක change වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ velocity එක change වෙනවා කියන්නේ velocity එක direction එක change වෙනවා. Velocity direction එක change වෙනවා. Usually the velocity direction changes when a force is there. So when there is a force, there is supposed to be a acceleration, but there is no such a acceleration that occurs, right? Is 0. A centripetal force is acting on the object while its magnitude is constant. Centripetal force is acting on the object and its magnitude is constant. Yes. Of above statements, so which were correct? A is correct. Yeah, a centripetal. Yeah, B එකේ පොඩි එකක් තියෙනවා. Resultant acceleration acting on the object is 0 කියන එකේ පොඩි එකක් තියෙනවා. මොකද because the velocity is changing. So it should be A and C, right? A and C. What's that music? Right, try this one. A mass tied to a light string in a uniform circular motion around a fixed point on a smooth horizontal table. If the string is broken abruptly, the mass moves. We discussed this. Yeah, the object moves in the direction of the tangential velocity. So the outward from the center along the radius in a straight line, is it? Now, to which direction? To the direction of the tangential velocity. So is the first one correct? Outward from the center along the radius. Does it go along the radius? Does it go along the radius? No, right? Yeah. Oh. Along the radius and inward to the center along the radius in the straight line. That is also incorrect. Tangent to the circle in a straight line. So that is the correct one, right? Tangent to the circle in a straight line. So the answer is 3. That happens like rotate වෙලා තියෙන එකක් හැමතිස්සෙම කැඩෙන තැනදී එයාගේ tangential velocity එක direction එකට තමයි යන්නේ. Because we discussed like two of the things are necessary for an circular motion to occur. One is the force toward the center. The other one is the tangential velocity. The object is always trying to move in the direction of the tangential velocity. The force is bending it to the center. So when the force isn't there, it goes in the direction of the tangential velocity. Simple, right? Right, try this. Any answers?
Speed of the object.
Object rotates at the angular velocity of 10 rads per second and its moment of inertia above the rotating axis is 3. Another object B of mass 12 kg is executing in a linear motion with the same kinetic energy as that of the object A. The moving speed of the object B is, they are asking for the speed of the object B.
Velocity of
What is your answer?
equal
පුළුවන්. මොකද්ද මේකේ hint එක? Another object of B of mass 12 kg is another object of B of mass 12 kg is executing a linear motion with the same kinetic energy. So the both of they have the same kinetic energy. Yeah. Thank you. මාත් එක මේ වත් එක බැරි. උත්තර කියන්න ඕනේ ඒක හරි. Like when I'm trying to explain someone, you don't interrupt in the middle because they have to understand as well. Have that discipline, otherwise it's not a nice thing. Someone will hit you putting you on the ground. If you had that attitude in the future, not by now. Can't show the Ryan is sometimes getting angry. I was kidding. He won't do that. Right, so you can equal the what? Two of the kinetic energies. Yeah. Object A rotates at an angular velocity of 10, right? And its moment of inertia is given 3. Another object of mass 12 kilograms executing a linear motion with the same kinetic energy. So you can take it in two energy, like the rotational kinetic energy and the take it in two ways, right? With the same kinetic energy as the object A, the moving speed of the B, right? So half mv square can be equal to half I omega square, isn't it? So half mv square, the mass is 12 kilograms and the v square is equal to half I is given 3 and the omega is given 10 square. So half to half cancels out 3 times 4. V square equals 10 square over 4. Now 4 you can take it as 2 square if you want. So the square root of that will be 10 over 2. So the 10 over 2 is what? 5 ms minus 1. Yes? What is the answer for the next one? What is the unit of moment of inertia? Kilogram meter square. Which of the following is not a vector quantity? That is measurements question. Which of the following is not a vector quantity? Is torque a vector quantity? Yeah, it's clockwise or anti-clockwise direction is there. Linear acceleration. Yes. Angular acceleration. Angular velocity. So the angular frequency. Oh, vector quantities are the quantities with the directions. So the angular frequency doesn't have any of the directions, isn't it? So the 8th question, that's all. I think yes. The angular velocity of a car engine is increased from 800 rpm to 3200 rpm in 5 seconds at a constant rate. What is the angular acceleration of the engine? Try to find it. You are asking or telling? මොකක්ද දන්නේ? Then do it. Somebody give him a cal, please. He has the mobile. How do you do it? The angular velocity of a car engine is increased from 800 rpm to 3200 rpm in 15 seconds at a constant rate. What is the angular acceleration? That's just simply the final velocity over minus initial velocity over time, isn't it? So you have to find the velocities first. So how do you find the velocity when you have the RPM? Yes. First you find the frequency by dividing the RPM by 60. Then you apply the 25F. So you have the velocities, take the difference, divide by the time. That will give the acceleration. So 800 RPM divided by 60 gives the frequency. How much is it? Shall I keep it 80 over 6 or 40 over 3 would be fine, right? 40 over 3. That is 40 over 3 is the frequency, right? This is in hertz. And how do you convert the frequency into a velocity? That is 2 phi f. Omega equals 2 phi f. So 2 bro. Yeah. The answers are in RPM per minute. Oh. So you don't have to convert this into, the omega, because it's given in the RPM over minute, the answers. Good thing we saw the answers. Now have this attitude always to look at the answers before you are finding the answer, because sometimes the answer is given in a different way than what you think. So here in case it's given in the RPMs per minute. So you just have to simply do what? Now the increase from 800 to 3200. So final is 3200. Initial is 800. And 15 seconds, but the minute time is given in minutes. And 15 seconds in minutes will be 1/4, isn't it? It's a 1/4 is 0.25 minutes. So you get 400 over 0.25, that is 1 over 4. 1 over 4 means the 4 goes to the top. That is 1600, isn't it? Yeah. 3200. Minus 800, that is 2400. I'm sorry. That is how much? 2400.
Over 0.2.
Yeah, over 0.25. So you multiply it by 4. Third answer. 9600 RPM per minute, right? ඔව් ඒක ක්වෙස්චන් බැංක් එක මම තාම දුන්නේ නැහැ නේ ක්වෙස්චන් බැංක් එක මම ඉස්සරහට දෙනවා හරි ඒකේ සර්කියුලර් මොෂන් එකේ තියෙනවා 25 කට්ටිය ගාව තියෙනවා 26 අයට තාම දුන්නේ නැහැ ඔය PPC එක නෑ ක්වෙස්චන් බැංක් එකේ
දීලා තිබ්බා.
සර්කියුලර් මොෂන් මම ටිකක් අමාරු ප්‍රශ්නක් දීලා තිබ්බා මීට වඩා අමාරුව තිබ්බා ඒක ඒක තමයි මම කියන්නේ හැමතිස්සෙම මේ ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් ලෙවල් එකට වඩා ටිකක් උඩ ඒවා හදන්න එතකොට ඒකට පුරුදු වුණාන් පස්සේ මේවා ලේසියෙන් කරත ඈ that is why you should try එහෙම නේ මේක try කරනකොට තමයි පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ you should have to try even if you tried now I won't tell it නේ you have to have the understanding like how much of effort that you should put and if it is possible to do it with that effort and if you have the capacity to do it you have to have that understanding right you have to understand that first and when you are continuing anyways you will be fine because like history ගත්තාම පස්සේ many of the people have somehow managed to achieve their goals and even these people are trying to do their best and now they are doing something really well because they are 2025 I'm not saying it's only because 2025 because their exams are closed that is one thing but they were studying in the very beginning as well පටන් ගත්ත දවසේ they were studying not ඒ කියන්නේ 2026 කට්ටිය මම කියන්නේ පාඩම් කරනවා මදි ඔව් ඒ කියන්නේ මම ක්ලාස් එකේ කියන ගෲප් වෙලා පාඩම් කරන්න හරිද ඊට පස්සේ යාළුවෝ ඩිස්කස් කරන්න නේ ක්වෙස්චන් බැංක් ස්ටික් කරන්න කරනවා මදි හරිද so if you start doing you'll be really fine right and I'll arrange few of the things in the future once 2025 people finish the exam they will come to support right the 2026 people is they will come to support me have some copy sessions with them and you'll be fine what support එකක් දෙන්න කවුද මගේ වයසයි අවය 25 ඇත්තද කියන්නේ මේක කලින් කරලා දිනවා නැත්තම් ගිල මොෂන් right so go through it now for today we'll finish the session from here and do some more questions on the 3 of the lessons and I'll try to give something would you want to have some more extra questions in the middle not the like I won't be able to discuss it in a class but I can give you some extra questions if you want yeah before the exam you won't okay I'll give some more questions in the middle and you tell the institute they will let app එක නෑ නෑ අර WhatsApp group එකට join වෙන්න එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑනේ
link එක private දානවා සමානව
ආ paid අයට private දාන්න එහෙම මොනවා issue එකක් තියෙනවා
මට නම් මේක තාම private ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ
I don't know ask the people they will arrange something right so the next week we'll have the exam right do some good studies I'll give some extra questions in the middle and if you have any doubts feel free to ask and in the evening for the 2027 people you have the first exam first semester exam is there we'll see I didn't make it easy I didn't make it easy I don't want to it will be again hari නෑ not nice because රවට්ටන එක හරි නෑනේ I don't like to fool the people if I give a simple paper I had the thought but I like all of like ඒ වෙලෙම මට හිතුණා මොකක්ද ඉතින් එහෙම වැඩක් නෑනේ කියලා නේ එහෙම ඕනේ නෑ so you have to improve up to that level you will be improving little by little people were improving little by little so you will be fine but do some more works do some hard works the hard work is the factor, you know. The continuity and the hard work is the factor. You will have to do it. When you are doing it, you will improve somehow, right? Right, guys, online. Then adios. We'll see you the next week with the paper. Do some good studies, ne? And have some good marks, huh? We'll see. ඔව් ලේසි පේපර් එකක් දෙන්නේ. මම බැලුවාම අහක බලාගෙන මෙහෙම ගහගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් එකක් තියෙනවා. හරි. We'll see. Huh? Which one? Ah, yeah. දැන් මේගොල්ලන්ගේ full papers යනවා. දැන් මේගොල්ලන්ගේ full papers සෑහෙන අමාරුයි. අමාරු නෑ ගොඩක් නේ. චුට්ටක් අමාරුයි. ටිකක් අමාරුයි. ටිකක් අමාරුයි. හරි. එයාට මාක්ස් ගන්නවා කට්ටිය කියන්නේ යම් මට්ටමකට මාක්ස් ගන්නවා. යම් මට්ටමකට මාක්ස් ගන්නවා කීයක් තියෙනවද? තියෙනවද? තියෙනවා නම් කවන්නේ නැහැ. කීයක් තියෙනවද? It's not enough. That's only for the MCQ. 34 out of 50 for the MCQ. Right, guys, you can leave the chat. We'll see you next week with the paper. Study well. Can somebody come? Second part still. Bye.